So hello, what's up? And welcome to this unboxing of this brand new drone from iFlight. Full disclaimer, this drone was sent to me by iFlight for purposes of making videos about, and I'm very glad I can try it and see for myself. And this is actually my first ready-to-fly drone. I never ever bought a ready-to-fly drone before or got any of them because I always liked to build my own drones to be the perfect spec for me, because I don't like all the flashy LEDs that you get with these iFlight builds and all the other RTF drones. But this one is a little different. This one is very bare bones. I like to think of this as the first iFlight Nazgul that was released back in 2018. Back then, all my friends started on the iFlight Nazgul because it was a $180 drone. It was an analog drone and it did everything that you wanted. I got all my custom builds back then and it was like on par or better than my custom builds back then. And this one is very much iFlight, back to the roots. So let's get to unboxing it. So, what do we get? We get some propellers. You will need a bunch of these if you are flying for the first time. You will destroy all of them. Then we get a bunch of spare hardware, including battery retention straps, Allen key for tightening the GoPro, the screw for the GoPro, some of these sticky mounts for the battery, and a bunch of stuff that you won't need, but if it comes to it, you will have it. And then we get this ready for flying, all finished drone. You just have to put the antennas on and the propellers and you can go fly. At least that's what they say. And that we will test in the next video. You should be able to do everything just from these instructions. So we will test that for sure. You get this card with all the parameters of your ELRS receiver. I got the ELRS version. And then you get these papers that are about the presets that you should load or are loaded in Betaflight. We also get these nice stickers. I don't really care about stickers anymore because I have like a 5 centimeter thick stack of sticker sheets from like 5 or 6 years of buying FPV stuff. You get stickers with everything. So, about the drone. You can see that we have all the motors labeled with a different color and different direction of spinning. You have to put the propellers on in the right direction. We will discuss that in a different video where we set up the whole drone. That was the one label on the drone, and we got more. We got this one on the power connector and then this one in the middle that tells us not to update the flight controller. I am exactly the one of the guys that will like take this out of the box and go for update it so you get the newest firmware. But firstly, if you are watching this now, a few months or like a few days after releasing of Betaflight 4.5, this drone already comes with Betaflight 4.5, so you don't have to update it, which is kinda cool because iFlight has also the more expensive Nazgul, and that one doesn't come with the Betaflight 4.5, at least at the time of recording this. Also, I'm sorry if I'm looking over the camera because I just got a monitor for it and I'm not used to looking in the lens anymore. The other tag I mentioned is this one, and it says you shouldn't power it up without the antennas of the video transmitter. We have to put the antennas on before powering it because the O3 air unit in here, this is a DJI digital system version, and it can get damaged when you power it up. It is not as bad as powering up a analog video transmitter without the antenna. This DJI unit is very resilient to this. I left powered up air units from DJI a bunch of times without the antenna, and one day I was flying like the whole day without antenna basically because it got chopped, and I was flying like 15 meters away, so I still got a good range and it was totally okay. But if you have analog drone, it is very important to put the antennas on before powering it. We can now talk about the build of this drone and the specs. This is basically very much a drone that I would myself build. And that's why I wanted to try it, and that's why iFlight sent me this one. These are Xing E Pro. These are the like budget-friendly motors, and they are great value. Also, they are using the big 30x30 stack with the big electronic FETs that are more resilient and will survive more abuse than the little 20x20 stack that they are using in the more expensive Nazgul. This is basically the same build that I would like recommend or build for someone. To compare, this is my freestyle basher drone that I fly and crash in abandons and in abandoned buildings, and it is surviving really well. And as you can see, well, I don't have all the iFlight motors on it anymore. These are T-motor motors, but here is also one Xing E motor, basically the exact same as this one, and it is surviving the abuse. I had 4 of them on this drone, and I bought the new motors, replaced all four of them, and now I have these Xing E's as spares. And if I crash and break one of these T motors, I just replace it with the Xing motors, and it is working great, no problems. Also, very much same build. This is 30x30 iFlight stack. It is, I think, like one of these first version success stacks that don't even have the USB-C on. It is surviving great. This one is 45 amps, and this one in the Nazgul is even bigger, it's 55 amps, so it should survive all the abuse that you throw at it. And if it burns up, well, you either got unlucky or you hit it extremely hard, and well, that happens. You just replace it with the same one or a different one with a better aim rating, or I don't know what you prefer. This drone has a buzzer built in, so you don't have to rely on the motors beeping. The motors can act like a little speakers with their coils that they have inside, and you can hear them in like 10 or 15 meters when you are away, when you lose the drone in grass or something and you don't know where it is. But you also get a little buzzer inside here that you can hear much further than the motors themselves. We can remove all these for now. I will keep them to show them in the other video. So these drones are very similar, and this one even has like even thinner arms, so this Nazgul should survive a lot of abuse. Also, as I was saying before, the more expensive Nazgul has the same arms basically, but they got like little slits cut into them with light pipes and LEDs, so they tend to break much more easily because they have the carbon slit through. In my opinion, there is really no real reason to buy the more expensive Nazgul. This one is 150 euros less expensive than the Nazgul, like the FT5 or how was it called, and this one does everything and probably even better because it's much lighter. You don't get all the non-important side plates with LEDs. You get basically upgraded arms because they don't have the slit down the middle. You get a normal buzzer. You get all the, I don't know why they use it, but this anti-spark filter that you have on the XT60 connector, so it doesn't spark when you plug in the battery. You get better stack in my opinion. Also, it is BL Heli S stack, which is actually a good thing these days because BL Heli 32 is not working anymore. Well, it is working, but you can't update it. You can like get a new firmware version for it because BL Heli as a company, they like went under and are no more. And this BL Heli S firmware is open source, so a lot of people made a firmware update for this, and you can get basically the same performance from this one. It's cheaper, it's more available, and most of all, it is the 30x30 version with the bigger FETs, so it should survive more abuse. As I said before, this is just an unboxing and a showcase of what it is, an explanation what component it does have. I will do a whole new video that sets up the whole drone from start to finish, so you can like take it out of the box, place it on your table, plug a USB cable into it, set up all the hacking and stuff, bind it with your controller, bind it with your goggles, and go straight to flying. So I won't bore you. You can go watch the other video that probably by the time you watch this, is already out and it is on the end card, and you just click on it and go watch that one. To finish, I would very much recommend this. If it has no major problems, which I don't see any, then there is no reason to not get this. I do custom builds for customers myself, and I cannot build a drone this cheap. Even if I go like with the all cheap components, still my labor will reach a price that's more expensive than this, which is kinda crazy to think of. So I hope you like this video. Go watch the other one or any other of my videos if you like, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.